Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Saturday, the 14th of October. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, it's just me on the regular channel this week. As a reminder, no freebets.com videos at the moment. Hopefully we'll be back next week, but I'll keep you updated. So this is the only Saturday video from me available on the tube of yous. All right, Saturday, what do we think? What do we think for Saturday? We think we absolutely are stacked on the two big handicaps because that is where you should be basically from a price point of view. So the 225 at York and the 240, the Cesarovic at Newmarket. We are stacked there. The vast majority of bookies are 6 on both. With the Cesarovic, you can get Paddy and Betfair for 7, Sky for 8. So predominantly 6 on both. That's what we're looking at. So yeah, heavily stacked there. I've done it as a £30 stake and a half. I've got 2 each way Yankees, each way Trixie, a big combination double, and then I've got an evening saver bet in the last 4 races at Chelmsford. So about 20% of stake is going on Chelmsford. So that's our kind of saver bet. But yeah, if those 2 big handicaps, if we don't get something out of each leg, we're going to have a struggle. We're going to have a struggle because outside of that, I've picked out a couple at Naas. I got 1 at Chepstow and a couple of others at York. But yeah, I think it's 11 races, 17 selections. So to be fair, similar ballpark. There's only a couple of more selections than the rest of the week. But yeah, we've gone big on the combination doubles. So we will get to that and explain that. So we've also got the tips to competition. So I can go through all the results, got the stats up to date. So I'll go through all the results. So what I'll do is I'll do a review. We'll go through Saturday's tips, mention the golf, and then I'll go into the tips and stuff for those who are interested in that. But the key thing is, if you're only watching a short amount of this video, if you want to enter the tips to competition, please reply to the comment that is on this video. There is a comment pinned to the top about the tips to competition. If you want to enter, anyone can enter. It doesn't cost you anything. Enter whenever you want. If you've never done it before, you can enter. There's nothing like that. There's a whole bunch of rules of getting it right. But please reply to the comment in the thread about the tips to competition. If you just post a separate comment, it does not count. I don't want the comment feed completely flooded with other random things because other people will still be sharing selections and things in there. So if you want to enter the competition, please reply to the tips to comment. All right, so before we get through to Saturday's plan, we'll go through how we got on Friday. Would you go and believe it? 3 days, 3 vids in a row, we made a profit. 47p is a profit, I'll have you know. So 3 vids in a row, and if you were on the Tuesday comment selections, you'd have had 4 days in a row. And considering we won Friday, we've actually won, video-wise, 4 out of the last 5 videos. I haven't seen that since about May. I think it's been that rough. So, no one's got rich this week, have they? Let's be fair. I think we're 27 up for the week and 31 up for the month still after today's 47 pence. But what did we have? We had a couple of non-runners in the main bet here. We had Way Out and Riot non-runners. Riot is due to run at Chelmsford and tonight and is in the staking plan for Saturday. We had Margaret's Legacy, which is just, I don't know whether the horse wasn't interested or the jockey wasn't interested or both, but never near. Chance of Tune, that got backed in 72 favourite, went and won, even though it looked a bit laboured at points. And then Shalaska, I have no idea why that horse was 16s. It was a 10p raw 4 for the channel, but it did SP at 16s for anyone else. I've got no idea. It was a comfortable placed horse from a decent draw. Just no idea, but it was placed. So we had a win and a place, 2 non-runners. So we made a little profit on bet 1. So that was all right. And then bet 2 combo doubles. We had Shalaska, so the 2 big prices basically placed. Shalaska and Jafal 16s and 25, SP 16s and 22s. Some would have been able to get on about 30s, 33s at places of just foul, so you'd have done a little bit better. So yeah, that was a nice one. And then the evening one was the letdown. We started off all right. We had Exquisite Acclaim, got a place, and then the next three, not at all. Nowhere near. So that was disappointing. So the woes of Dundalk to a degree. I mean, we had 2 places out of 5, so it wasn't terrible, but it was certainly better than the first few weeks of the return of Dundalk. But as I've said often, Dundalk for me is a hero or zero track. You can have an absolute zinger of a day and an absolute mare of a day. So it's always a bit of a risk. So 18.50 on, 18.97 back for the channel. So most people should be there or thereabouts, I should think. So as I said, 27 up for the week. And we've got 30 on the line for Saturday, the last official day for the channel. The outlook I mentioned for Sunday is, I'd say it's in the balance. There could be a bonus video. There's enough races for it. It's whether or not I find anything at decent prices that I think is worth doing a video. So I won't know that till probably Saturday night, late Saturday night, might be Sunday morning. If there's a bonus video, it probably wouldn't be till Sunday morning anyway. For then, and that's only if I found some decent prices. Otherwise, I'll stuck a couple of bits in the comments, I should imagine. All right, get on to Saturday's plan. But with them, we've got the golf, then with tipsters competition. All right, Saturday's plan. So we've got a each way Trixie, 2 Yankees, and basically in all those 3 bets, there is a horse in each of the 2 handicaps. So we're absolutely stacking on there. So as I said, if it doesn't go well, it will go well, and it will go not well, quite obviously. All right, bet 1. Bear in mind, these are all optional. It's all free. I've put in these on. I've actually put wagered money on these things, the stake advised, plus my own other money that I do with other things that I won't go into. But yeah, this is what I'm doing. You decide what you want to do. 225 York Bielsa. We've had backed that before, 16s. 230 Chepstow Kosarin, which we've backed before at 11s. And 240 Newmarket. Going to stick the a biggie and an aging horse, Grand Vizier, 66 to 1. But I do think it's down to a handicap mark, which says that it should be competitive. And 2 mile and 2 on dodgy ground, I think we'd be all right there with that horse. So it may be getting to a point where it just runs, chucks in a bad race like it did last time. But yeah, it's definitely overpriced in my book. So 25p each way Trixie, so each way doubles and trebles, so that's £2 bit, and then 2 times 25p each way single, so 25p each way on Bielsa and Grand Vizier, and a 50p win on Kosarin. £3.50 is the bet. Sky best, Paddy second best. That is pretty much the story of all 5 bets, I think, for Saturday. Sky best, Paddy second, 365 third best, and then Betway / Betfair. For this bet, to be fair, if I was putting this bet on as written, then I'd be putting that on at the time of uploading this video. I'd go with 365 on the basis they are standout 18 to 1 and standout 80 to 1. That's where I'd put the bet on. By the time you watch this video, that might not be the case, but certainly when I was making it, those were the 2 prices for those 2. All right, that's bet 1. Now we're getting to the afternoon Yankees. 225 Kings Lynn, 25 to 1. That is rare you would see that horse running at that kind of price in a handicap. So it hasn't run very consistently, but sprinters don't tend to at the moment, certainly not in the handicap. So I think it can be forgiven a few runs, and I think softer ground, it will be in its favour. So I think, it's a big price, and I expect it to be shorter come race time, but we'll see. Kings Lynn, 25 to 1. Then we're going 240 Newmarket Blaze on Fire, 33 to 1. 335 York, A Certain Lad at 15 to 2. 445 York Bosque Girl at 10 to 1. It's a 20p each way Yankee, so each way doubles, trebles, fourfolds. That bit's £4.40. It's a 50p win on Bosque Girl, and 2 25p each way singles, Kings Lynn and Blaze on Fire. £5.90 is the total. Sky best, Paddy second best, 365 third best, and then Betway or Betfair. £5.90 is bet 2. Bet 3 is the main bet, I would say, for the day, in terms, certainly for staking wise. So these are my number 1 picks in the 2 handicaps. So 225 York, number 1 pick from a value perspective, Magical Spirit 28s. There's a lot of mileage in that price. And then 240 Newmarket. I've got 3 in total I'm going with in Cesarovic, and Jeremy has come out my number 1. Both of these have been nibbled in as well the night before, so they were easily available 33s when, I don't know, maybe about 10 o'clock Friday night, getting nibbled in. I think the Jeremy one's is quite an interesting one. Jim Goldie's, he doesn't have that many runners in the Cesarovic, but he has got form in some staying handicaps on the flat. And yeah, I think that that horse has run a duffers the last couple of times on inadequate distances, and I think going back up in distance could be a little bit of a plan for a while. I don't know, we'll see. Then we've got 2 at Naas, 4 o'clock Stag Night. Just missed that one. It's gone in a little bit. It was 12 solid until about half an hour before the video. Gone 9s, and then 4:35 Joe Masseria 20-1, 20p each way Yankee, 50p win single on Stag Night at 9s. Then we've got 50p each way singles on the other 3. So Magical Spirit, Jeremiah, Joe Masseria, 3 times 50p each way singles. And then I've stuck a 40p each way double on the 2 Irish horses to give us a little bit of something different in the afternoon. So it's not all stacked on Cheltenham for it, if it goes wrong. That's Chelmsford. Oh dear, clearly tired. Sky Best, Paddy second best, 365 third best, Betway fourth best, 790 is bet free. The combo double, so all of these bar one are in other bets. I've added in Mr. Wagyu, so the 225 Magical Spirit 28s, Kings Lynn 25s, Bielsa 16s, Mr. Wagyu 16s. Going on to 240 Newmarket, Jeremiah 25s, Blaze on Fire 33s, Grand Vizier 66s. 12 times 25 each way doubles. There's 12 possible combinations of doubles. £6 is the bet. Sky our best, Paddy our second best, 365 our third best, and then Betway or Betfair. So basically you've got Sky, you're looking at 6 and 8, Paddy 6 and 7, 365 6 and 6, but you'll get best price guaranteed in the morning. Betway 5 and 7, and Betfair 6 and 6. I think that sounds right. I think it sounds right, maybe. So that's that. So just a few bits of stats on here, right? So this is some crude maths for you, just so people get an understanding. There's 22 runners at the time of making this video in that race, 34 in that race, right? Most bookies paying 6. You do the simple maths. Which one of them have you got a better chance of getting a placed horse in, right? Clearly, the 225 is a better chance mathematically of hitting a place. 6 places, 22 runners versus 6 places, 34 runners, right? It's a Cesarovic. We like to have a little nibble at it, and there's some decent value available, I would say. But what this means is, what is average for this? Average would be you've got a roughly 1 in 4 chance of hitting a horse your horse hitting the frame in the 225. I've got 4 selections, so maths wise, if I was hitting par, one of them would hit the frame. One of them would be in the top 6 if I was par. If I get more than one, then I'm above average. That's where we're at with that. The 240, roughly, I've got not so good chance. So 6 in 34, you work that out. It's a 17% chance of getting a horse placed, which basically means a 1 in 6 chance of getting a horse placed. So if you pick one horse, you've got a 1 in 6 chance. So we've got a 50-50, roughly. This is rough maths. That one, we should get one placed. This is mathematically. Here we've got a 50% chance of getting one placed. So if I don't get any placed, then I'm slightly below average. If I hit 1 in each leg, then I'm slightly above average. If I get more than 1 in each leg, then we're winning. But all you need, and the way I've done this from a price point of view, is 1 each leg, and this bet is profitable. The shortest price, 16s onto 25s, you get £6.30 return, 30 pence. So 1 in each leg, we get a marginal profit. But maths wise says if we were likely to hit 1 there and not there, we've got a 50% chance of getting our money back of £6.30. So what I'm trying to explain here is, apart from dazzling you with mathematical skill, is if all you're doing is backing 8, 9, 10 to 1 shots, 12 to 1 shots in these races, yes, the betting market would tell you there's a better chance of them framing. I would say not necessarily so. I would say you want to look for the value. But if you do that, the maths doesn't quite work. So I need 16 to 1 and 25 to 1 places to basically get the money back. If you're betting 2 10 to 1 shots, you need more than one in each leg to be able to get that. Hopefully that makes sense. I was kind of trying to make a point about maths in there and chances. So yeah, one in each leg, that's all right. We want more than that. But the Cesarovic, I mean, it's tricky, right? So we've got, I said 34 horses. I've picked out 3. So yeah, you've got whatever I said, a 50-50, not a 50-50 chance of framing, but roughly speaking, on that basis, if there's a 17% chance of hitting one, if you pick one horse, I'm going to stop talking about maths because it's doing my nut in now. I'm even going to confuse myself. But what I was going to say about Cesarovic, I have gone against the grain, right? So for those of you like trends, right? Grand National often looks at trends. Cesarovic, you can look at trends. Trends say generally you want a decent jockey. You don't really want a conditional jockey. 2 of my selections have got conditional jockeys. Generally speaking, jumps trained, so trainers who are predominantly jumps trainers do better in the Cesarovic. I have got 1 flat trainer and 2 that have a minor dabble in the jumps. So generally, if you want to go with trends, pick a horse that's trained by a jumps trainer and is ridden by a top class jockey. Because in the Cesarovic, it's not like a sprint, right? So in a sprint handicap, it is a little bit shoot and aim. Sometimes you need a bit of skill, but shoot and aim. And if you've got an allowance taking off a bit of a weight, there's some slim margins, it can really, really make a difference. A conditional jockey makes less difference over a really long distance like that when there's such a huge amount of horses, because what you want is ideally a jockey that can kind of weave about. So I know what I'm basically saying is I've done the wrong thing. But there's a reason why they're those prices, because the better jockeys will be on horses that are shorter prices. And I think I can see absolutely a reason and a case why all 3 of the ones I've picked have got chances. But you need some absolute luck in running this Cesarovic with 34 runners running across the field, and that's why it's preferable to have a top class jockey rather than I've got a couple of claimers on there. So hopefully I've suitably confused you, because I've told you why my ones won't be very good according to the trends. Trends there to be noticed, but I don't follow trends. All right. Do you want the last bet, the Chelmsford bet? Don't forget that. This a bit. All of this will go to pot, and then this is the one that wins. And I've just left like a 4-minute gap now, haven't I? Bet 5, Chelmsford. Bet 5. 7 o'clock, Elusive Tiger 15 to 2. 7:30, Victoria Grove at 9s. We've split legged the 8 o'clock. We're going with Riot that we backed that was a non-runner on Friday at 9s, and Priscilla's Wish at 16s. And then we're finishing off. We backed it last time. It's been backed in well already, but you can get 16s on Bet365. Sassy Redhead 12s is the general price. 365. We're offering 16s at the time of making the video. 2 times 10p each way Yankees. So Elusive Tiger, Victoria Grove, Riot, Sassy Redhead is 1 Yankee. Elusive Tiger, Victoria Grove, Priscilla's Wish, Sassy Redhead is the 2nd Yankee. 50p each way single, Priscilla's Wish at the big price. 50p win single on Sassy Redhead, the medium price. We haven't got any singles on the shorter prices. Sky our best, Paddy our second best, 365 our third best, and then 888 Unibet, Betway or Betfair. 590 is the bet. All right, that is those. That's the full plan. £30, take it or leave it. Golf, we're in a good spot again. It's not too dissimilar to last week. So we've got Mathieu Pavon. Was leading after round 1. He's managed to keep his lead after round 2. He wasn't always leading all the way through round 2, but he's finished 1 shot ahead. So we had a similar boat last week when we had one in the lead. So halfway stage, a lot can still happen, but we've also got Zanotti in the same one, who's in quite a big tie for 7th place. So we've got 2 in and around the right. Well, 2 for 2. We've only backed 2 golfers in the Open at Spania, and they're currently 1st and tied 7th, so that's a good start. Over in the States, the Shriners Children's Open, I mean, they're going to make the cut. That's the important thing. We've got 3 there, and they're all around 4 under, 5 under. So they've got about 4 or 5 shots away from framing. So they've got a bit of work to do. But the fact that all 3 have made the cut, that's a really nice start. And we'll see if anything can happen on Saturday on those ones. But yeah, happy enough with the golf again. We'll see if it ends up with anything though, because we've only played 50% of the tournament so far. That's the golf. Tipsters. Right, Tipster League. I'm behind on my stats, so what have we need to tell you? I need to tell you September, overall for September. So we had a cut of the data, and again, I keep saying it, but thank you so much to Stephen King for all your help with statistics. An inordinate amount of amazing data is piling out of spreadsheets so I can cross-reference with what I'm doing as well. So it's really, really helpful. So thank you very much, Stephen. September, overall, Samar Kevin, you were September's champion. You were in the Hall of Fame. That can never be taken away from you. September 2023, the inaugural full month of the Flat Cap Callum Fantasy Tipster League, you were number 1. John P, number 2, Drawman, number 3. They were the top 3 for September. So well done to all of you. As far as last week goes, it was a low scoring week generally for most, but there was a couple of standouts. So our winner last week, and I've got my notes here, one way of recording it is ROG9, which I believe is also known as Secret Lemonade Drinker, which I do think is a great handle, and I don't know whether that's related to the Just Jack song. There was a line in a Just Jack song, for those who remember, it's very niche. Whether it's to do with that, I don't know. If that is correct, Secret Lemonade Drinker, let me know. I used to really love that song. It's cool. The album. Anyway, £86 he won last week, or she won. I don't actually know if Secret Lemonade Drinker is a man or woman, or could be somewhere in between. But well done to Secret Lemonade Drinker, £86. Alex Powell, £60. You were second. Mark Dash, third at 23. And then the list goes on. We've got... It was a bit of a channel regulars last week as well. So last weekend we had Marcus, Shane, Susan all making the top 10. So well done to everybody. The full list of top 10 from last week is in the tipster comment if you want to have a look and the video. And then what does that mean? Overall, Samar Kevin, who was September's champion, is overall winning at the moment £86. So if you put £10 stake in the tipster competition on a 10-1 winner this week, you would go top. It's that easy, right? So we might be 7 weeks in, but it just takes one little bit of genius picking and bold staking, and suddenly you can get the top. So £86 is not a lot in regards to 7 weeks. Alex Powell second, 72.83. Secret Lemonade Drinker is, after that excellent win last week, is now up to third on the leaderboard. New entry, 58.60. John P has been in and around it for a while, 56.45. Scott Kelly in fifth overall, 45, and then the list goes down. But the top 10 for last week and the top 10 overall and the September top 3 are all in the tipster comment. So we'll see what this week brings. I think it's going to be an interesting one this week because, yeah, whether I think a lot of people, regulars on the channel, were probably going to be drawn to those 2 handicaps, which means there might be a couple of people scoring something good if it's not a favourite, it's kind of a handicap. But otherwise, I imagine a lot of people are going to lose. So then outside of those, then you're kind of picking and choosing through some of these 2-year-old, 3-year-old races. It's a bit hard going. So yeah, I'm expecting it to be a tough week for the tipster competition, but we'll see how it actually fares. All right. If you want to enter the tipster competition for this week, all of the rules are in the comment attached to this video, pinned to the top. But key things are, you've got to be in by 2 p.m. on Saturday, otherwise it is an invalid entry. You need to stake maximum of 10. Your 10 point is your maximum stake. If you want to stake less than that, it's up to you, but you'll still be given a 10 point stake for the week. So spend 10 points or £10. Up to 3 selections, no more than that. It has to be one of the 9 races at Newmarket or York on the television. Again, a lot of people fell foul of that last week. York or Newmarket, the races on the television, there's 9 of them. It has to be those horses in those races. So maximum 3 on any one of those 9 races. They have to be single bets at non-decimal points. So 2 point each way is fine. 1.5 each way is not fine. So it has to add up to 10. So you have to do a bit of a thing. It's deliberately designed so that you can't have split stake evenly on different horses. It has to. I've designed it in a way from a maths point of view where you always have to have a lean. So there's no physical way of working it out. Unless you were, to be fair, the way you could do it is you could pick 2 horses and you do 5 on the nose on each. That would be an even way of doing it. I think apart from that, it's not possible. If you need to change anything, you've got non-runners or anything like that. I imagine there'll be a few non-runners because the ground looking pretty dodged tomorrow, albeit the weather's quite nice tomorrow in most places, but the ground isn't. There's not. If you've got to make some changes, you cannot edit your comment. You have to delete it and repost it. Delete and repost. I think that's the main rules. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but 2 p.m. channel ITV races, no more than 3 selections. 10 points is what you've got. No decimal points, no multiples. But it's free to enter. There is no prize. The prize is just glory. It is just glory. That is what it is. If you actually look through 7 weeks, that's, from a stats point of view, there's 2 people who have slightly doubled their money in 7 weeks. That's where the stats are. So nobody's like striding out with some sort of 25 to 1 shot. But to be fair, there hasn't been loads of big price winners on the Saturday in the last 7 weeks. So we'll see if we get a big price Zarovich winner or the Sprint Trophy, then the leaderboard might suddenly look very, very different. But the key thing is also the maximum you can lose each week is £10. So if you're top of the leaderboard, you can't go down that far because the maximum you can do is lose £10. And if you have a week where you're on holiday and you don't enter, you don't lose anything. You just sit there. Very accessible, hopefully. All right. Thank you very much. That is me. I'll keep you informed about Sunday. As I said, may or may not be a bonus video. Don't know at this stage, but there's a few interesting, decent field size handicaps in Ireland I'll be keeping my eye on. All right. Have a lovely day. I'll try and do the same. And I will see you on the next video, albeit bonus video. Otherwise, it will be Tuesday night on the regular schedule next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.